as declared in the firmament. Correct? In the firmament. So thank you for truth. Thank you for aletheia. Thank you for the gospel. For all the blessings of this ministry here at High Desert Grace and Truth out here in the set apart 2.5 million acres out of the light belt. So, whoa, talk about blessings, huh? So that's what we're going to have a little discussion about that. You know me, I'm always talking about the stars, talking about the celestial markers in the skies. So, thought we might have that discussion again on how unique a place this is. It is the largest in the world. So, do you have your spot? They declared it a dark sky sanctuary. What does that mean? That means there's not even a flashing yellow light in this township. It's not even in a town. So, out of the light belt. Can't be a bunch of people there if it's a set apart out of the light belt. So I imagine there's going to probably start to be some restrictions out here. Yeah, that means you're not coming out here. Well, maybe soon, right? If they set it apart as the world's largest, talk about the world's largest billboard, huh? Thank you, Father. How about that? To be in the world's largest, and the whole wide from one side of the world to the other side of the world. The largest in the world. Wow. Thank you for the billboard. Thank you for turning out the lights, Father. Yep, out here, we're not letting the lights, light pollution is a thing. So they're going to control the light pollution, which essentially means they're going to control the growth out here eventually, right? Too, all that will be restricted. Nope, you better get out here before nobody, yep. See, you want to get away from people, better go where there's the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. Hold on a second here. Huh. So, yeah. How we doing, guys? Social credit score 0. Oh, right. I like that. I had 0 credit social score. That's good stuff. I'm an anti-socialist myself, set apart. Yeah, out of the light belt, right? Or just out of the light belt, don't even have a flashing yellow light in this town. Around and find out township. We're not even in a town. So it's not even, this is even, I knew as soon as I come on here, my son would message me. It's the laws of the Most High. So anyways, yeah, he's trying to eventually come out here too. So I'm excited, potentially not to be such a loner and set apart from not having any friends or family, like that. So like Tones and I said, my only friends are online. Right? So that's okay. I've accepted it. It's okay. I've done this for this solitude for quite a long time. So it has its ups and downs, just like anything else, right? So thank you for peace and quiet. Thank you for the quiet and the stillness, so you can have that. Seriously, Zero, you might think about it, man. I ain't trying to rush you, but it's pretty affordable out here right now. I mean, if you look at the markets, real estate market's starting to tank, isn't it? The bond market's starting to tank, isn't it? Texas, I think your instincts must tell you something. So it's very reasonable up here. Once I got married one time when I was 18 years old. But Zero? No, I don't call you Zero. Social credit score 0. You're probably okay with that because you're not trying to be socially credit scored. I see what you're going there. So, Mr. Goose Egg, Texas, you do just fine up here. I think you'd be okay. If you're in Texas, I think you'd be uh, I think you'd be all right up here because it's if you're kind of country. This is a country town. Texas is pretty country. I live in a farming town out here, and I can there's if you're serious about it, um, please contact me through Predestined for Life for Gmail. Say I'm trying to move to your area. I saw you off your channel, and I'll definitely get a hold of people who are trying to get up this way. I mean, you can look into it yourself, but I just try to give you my, almost 10 years being out here of my experiences. I know it's hard. I seen that with what they voted with all those newcomers that you got coming into Colorado there. I am Shiloh, Cristo, Shiloh, my love, Christ, Jesus, hallelujah, Christ. So Texas, call you Texas for a minute, if that's all right, Zero. It lands reasonable, and it really is. I just talked to the gentleman up here today. The permitting is very reasonable. If you have funds to do this legit, you can come out here right now and probably be just fine. I don't live like that. I don't tell me, anybody's not going to tell me. I'm a man of the land and soil, but if you have a little bit, I think it's affordable. There's a parcel back here behind me that sold. I don't think it's sold yet. Maybe not. It's 8,900, I believe 8,999. I know the listing agent on that one. And it's a 5-acre parcel, man. It is a beautiful spot. If you want to be left alone, you don't mind putting some work in your driveway. About 40 feet, Carl. 40 feet, 120 feet. There's sweet water. And then Tom Search, he won't dig a well at 120 feet or 40 or 50 or 70. He can't make any money unless he drills 300, which gives you a good head for the water table to fill that so you have some pressure, but you can get water at 40 some feet. There's water all over this valley. And listen, look through the records. I did. You know me? I did a ton of homework before I came out here. Tons. I know way more than most people's ever lived here their whole life, but that's okay because I'm a history buff. So that was one day I was in the restaurant, and somebody came in. One of the terrorists that came in. I mean tourists. My bad. my bad. I'm sorry, guys. One of the tourists came into town and was asking questions about the town. Okay, will you be just fine out here? If you have a tiny home, Zero, come on out here. You can probably get that permitted by the county with no problems. If you have the availability to punch in right now your septic, I think all the permits, the septic permit, all the permits, don't quote me on this. I think the septic permit is like $500 and some, and that gets your inspection, the 3 hole. It's like $1,500 to do the whole thing. You can't even get a remodel for a little attachment to your bathroom for change your bathroom sink in some cities for $1,500. So, and be legit, get your address, get mail, appease the county, and just be left alone out here. Find a big enough parcel out here like I have. My view's not going to change, man. That's why I bought that 20 acres. If you bought the 40 in front of me, which I don't know if it's for sale. Hey, there's 2 parcels actually right here. Texas, if you look into this I'll get it if you get a hold of me. It's listed. Look up John L. Scott. That's who I bought this 20-acre parcel from. I had to buy it cash. I was trying to save up for this 20-acre parcel that I originally bought about 10 years ago, but I buy it on the same channel name at gmail.com. Now say, hey, this is Zero from Texas. Remember, and I'll try to help you out, because if you want to get out of there, I think this would be a good time. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you want, there's lots of land out here, and I know this area. So there's a parcel right off the highway right here. Beautiful. A couple of them actually too. I know that are listed like right across the street from me. And I know this valley, and this is a great spot, man. I'm telling you this. You got a little more money. I know some other spots if you got a little bit. I won't discuss that here, but anyways, it is reasonable. You can pull your tiny at home out here and just and be left alone if you like to. You want to just cook it up off the grid? I don't care. I'm loud as hell and I do what I want. A lot, probably, Freddie, with land. I don't know what you're trying to buy, but with that, I think that's, if you're, you could buy land for that. You could definitely buy a parcel. You could buy that 5-acre parcel back here behind me and probably buy yourself something to live on there and be left alone right there. Boom, done. Right there. And that's a little bit of a driveway in. Like I said, that's a beautiful spot. I'm hoping someday maybe there's a lady who's lived back there for quite some time. I'm hoping someday she might want to come down off that mountain back there and give me that spot up there, up in the trees. It's just right there. I live right where the trees are right here. The woods are right here. They're right in 15 minutes. This is the side of the valley, you guys. Honestly, the dunes is much cheaper. Much, much cheaper. Thanks for coming back in, Decker. Over towards we have the northern hemisphere's largest set of sand dunes here. We have the coast that has the dunes as well, but a lot of people come out here to ride because there's a lot more openness. Okay. And people like to be left alone. That's why a lot of people come out here, guys. I was talking about this valley out here because since the COVID, people have been coming out here, and they used to slow down during the winter months because we have the dunes out here. So it's very noticeable that people come out here, guys. They've got $500,000, $1 million outfits between the truck and the toy hauler and the trailer. And it's very obvious that these people, and they come out here and they ride, and they used to teeter off during the winter months. But since the whole beer bug, shouldn't probably have called it that, but the beer bug, I think it's safe now to talk about that. It hasn't stopped. And I talked to everybody in town. They're like, you're right, Tracy. I said, I know. Not that I'm right. I just, I pay attention to these things. These are people that we deal with. This is bringing a lot of money into this town, So I really started thinking about this, guys. I was talking with somebody about this yesterday. And my son. I said, a lot of people are coming out to this town, guys, where I live. It is the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. It's set apart 2.5 million acres, 4,500 feet at the rim, the northern edge of the Great Basin. This is a place that the whole valley up here lights out. I've seen people go, I've never seen the sky like this. I said, I know. I've been to all 50 states. I've lived in Alaska up there on the top, North Pole, and lived out in Hawaii in the middle of the ocean. I've never seen the stars like this anywhere. Never seen the sky look like this anywhere. So there's a reason why this made the world's largest dark sky sanctuary. It is literally out of the light belt, no light pollution out here, not even a flashing yellow light in this town. So, township, correction. It's not a town. It's a town. We're not even a town yet. We're what is called a township. This is a around and find out township. That song wishes it could be this town. Look at the records. They're known for throwing pieces of metal at you if you drive down the wrong driveway in this town. Just leave people alone out here and you'll be fine. Don't mess with them, anybody. Don't go on nobody's property. Leave them alone. They want to be left alone. That's why they come out here. Alone. See how that works? So it's not going to be very good when things break down, brothers and sisters. You need community to thrive, okay? Can't build or spell a community without you and I, right? So it takes community to thrive, not just survive. But anyways, there's a little small. It's getting a little bit better out here. I'm starting to see, just a lot of people want to come out here and be left alone, brothers and sisters. So it is why it is. It's beyond anything your eyes can imagine. Things because most people forget about the stars that they're up there and this Milky Way galaxy. Sometimes it goes from one end of the property, you could all the way from the southeast, and it changes because it's obviously the firmament does what it does up there. There's a pole in the north, and anyway, so it goes all the way from we'll say from the southwest portion of the property all the way to the northeast. The Milky Way galaxy, it's unbelievable. It's you see things out here that your eyes, I tell people that if you'd stay out here for just an hour, you're going to see things, probably something your eyes have never seen before. So there's a reason why I built that UFO out at the highway, guys. So, anyways, um, it's a beautiful spot, you guys. It drowns out the constellations. Sometimes you can't see them out here. There's too many stars. We're talking billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of stars. So, uh, oh yeah, me too, Carl. Bring it. So, anyways, it's a I have a small, I honestly don't have enough time I don't even need to stargaze like that. I just go look out at the stars and I'm like, so I don't even, if you brought a telescope and when I rent these cabins out, um, are you trying to talk about me, Mr. Wonderful? Is this first with the name Mr. Wonderful? God is real. Be this guy, be this guy's acts like he know everything. He know more than you and me. Hooked on work for me. Okay, moving on, guys, brothers and sisters. So, yes. Anyways, okay, guys. We're talking about the sky. We're talking about the sky. I love it. I love it. This channel gets so trolled. Thank you, Father, for you must be hovering the Alathea if you get trolled when you're just talking about the sky. Must have been here before. A returning guest. Thank you, Father, for the returning guest and for the real ones. And thank you for the paper cutout trolls. I know, huh? That's what I'm saying. I said the name. I'm like, Mr. Wonderful. I had to just take a pause for the causer. Mr. Wonderful. Are you a little bit of you a little full of yourself there, buddy? No. Anyways, brothers and sisters, I'm still learning, man. You know, like Brother Jim, what he's in his 80s, and he says, man, I'm always in a study mode. So I'm never set on anything. That's the scientific theory too, brothers and sisters. I use that. You gotta, the known, you gotta keep testing the known. Test the known, 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 test the known. Always you do it with the word. He tells us in the word, right? So use the word of God. That's what the word says, the same thing, right? It could be, right? Are we not supposed to come back? And there's can be absolute, somebody knows the word, don't they? That's why iron sharpens iron. That's why we come back here. So thanks for being a part of that, brothers and sisters. I really do appreciate having this platform and able to talk about this place that I'm at, because I know I'm set apart, and it's a long, lonely road, but it's beautiful out here. And I have such blessings out here. To be in a place where it's so quiet, again, and I've talked to you guys many times. It's just, have I not tried to tell you about this place and keep talking about it because it's wonderful and trying to invite people to come out here. So I don't feel no regrets about what was done in the last, ever since this original purchase of the property that I'm still paying on this one originally to this day. So it's a place, again, that's beautiful, brothers, sisters. You come out here and be left alone. If you had a little bit of change, like Freddie said, probably could come out and just be left alone. And this is the time to come, man. I'm not telling you because of what's coming on the 10/24/24. Come on. This is the time. These are the days. You got to get here and get yourself ready for this winter. So if you're thinking about making a change, now's the time. Seriously, now's the time. I'm telling you, this is the time. So I'd like to find somebody that didn't, maybe who took a look at some of this evidence that I've provided and went, oh yeah, I think it doesn't have to be permanent, and it's reasonably enough where I can actually keep what I have. I could keep what I have if I needed to, like Zero in Texas, and say, I'm going to get something out there. And if that stuff, like his maps are true and that stuff all washes out, great. And if not, I'll go back over there in about a year. Everybody acts like everything's the end of the world. So I wouldn't want to be around some fear porn, some idiot that thinks, the world's coming to an end. I want people who want to be around And so there's a lot of people who are pretty wise about that out here too, guys. To be honest with you, there's a reason why people move out here because they want to be left alone. They don't want to mess with the city anymore, and they're done with that lifestyle. They like having their space and they like to be left alone. See, so it's, you know, a lot of them have other people, but even, it's not like you can go up into town. There's other things you can get involved in here. And if you weren't the crazy guy in town that built the UFO and get involved with all the crap, you'd be fine in this town. It's turned out into quite a wonderful town. There's a lot of people who've come out here that had a pretty big lifestyle. I want to talk about this again, about what I'm talking about. This steady flow to these dunes, okay? Out to these dunes out here. And these people are coming out here with these side-by-sides. Some of these things, guys, are like car payments or more, like, big time, quite expensive. I told you they're like $500,000, over $1 million between the truck and the hauler and all the toys inside and all the other, we're talking quite a bit of an expensive outfit. Each one of them that pulls in, they all gas up, stop, eat at the lodge, eat at all these places. I could make my business alone right now with the traffic that I watch now. And it's not like they're invading this place. It's just a nice flow, steady. They're generally, some of them are a little wealthy. And I know that some people think just because some people are wealthy that they're better than somebody. I've tried to warn people about people who are so wealthy, they'll trash your stuff. They don't care. They'll just pay for it to get fixed. They don't care when they're having their binge or their whatever they're doing. They'll mess your stuff up just like any person that you might think that doesn't have money. So don't think just because somebody has money, they won't trash your stuff. Okay. I just want to make sure, but I don't want to put that on a label on these people because I think most of them, like I said, what I'm trying to say is these dunes out here don't get trashed. And they go out there and they don't leave and pollute the dunes. And here's why, brothers and sisters. I think a lot of them, if I'm not mistaken, they live from other states. Some of them come from the Pacific Northwest to this area, to Christmas Valley. I call it Pegmas Valley, Oregon, but Christmas Valley, Oregon. And go ride in these sand dunes. And many of them have purchased property out by the sand dunes. Because that's where they like to ride. And some of them have purchased some stuff back over here. We're 15, 20 miles from the sand to be out on the dunes from here. So we're in open country. This is right down the road. It's like spitting, it'll land over the dude. So anyways, a lot of them, as I was talking to somebody yesterday, brothers and sisters, if you look at like what's going on with the treasury market, the bond market, precious metals, the stock market, the housing market, there's a lot of shaking and stirring in these markets right now economically. I feel like a lot of people who have come out here, brothers and sisters, have came out here who have bought property, not only at the dunes, but they've seen this little town spring up. Remember, I know that some, because I used to have the UFO that was pointed at the road, so everybody would come into town would have to see the UFO. Look at that. It's a billboard. Anyways, I got to get it back up. I'll talk about that in a minute, maybe. But brothers and sisters, a lot of people who've come out to this town, I believe there are people who have bought property out here, are some of those people who've come out here. Because I talked to some of the people, the biggest contractor out here, and he told me, yes, a lot of people come out here and build places and shut them up. Lock them up, satellite view them from remotely, because the world we live in have all the field camps, all that, they can keep track of their property out here year round. And they build nice little spreads out here. And I was talking to my son about this, and I was talking to the gentleman who brought me gravel, because he's the largest contractor. He's the son of the largest contractor, and he agreed about the dunes. And he would know. He does more business than anybody out here, and has for the last decade. More, since this place pretty much sprang up and, well, they haven't been there that long, but I'm saying since the town has started growing, since I came out here, no, that's never going to happen. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, here, everything they said it wasn't going to happen. Now we have the largest Dollar General in the whole state of Oregon in this little township. The largest Dollar General in the whole state of Oregon, built right here in this township, not even a town yet. Why? Interesting. It's like they know something. Okay, but anyways, brothers and sisters, this consistent stream of people coming out here to this largest set of the inland northern hemisphere's largest set of sand dunes, inland sand dunes. These people have purchased property out here. And I think if things broke down and transitioned a little bit, so to speak, they would sell out their big places because there are several people who've come out here too. That's what I've encouraged. Is there's people who've sold out their bigger spreads. They got to live on a big old house and a little tiny piece of property, close enough to hear their neighbor, do the do over there with the wife, or the kids can probably hear it too. And somebody passes gas, like, oh, I heard that and I smell that. And, it's just way too close if you ask me. But they have a nice big house, but they just live on a little tiny chunk of land. They give up the big house and the cars and all that, maybe all that. They get scale down and come out here and build a nice little spread on a big piece of property and start with a nice little cabin that's easy little. It doesn't have to be a cabin. It could be there's some beautiful things out. You guys, you drive around and you see them, you're like, whoa, that's a nice little spot you got there. Just a lot of people are like the guy who built a property all the way down at the end of the road. There was an old cabin that's been here as long as I've been here. And I mean, it was half fallen down. It looks kind of like my place, but not falling down. I mean, it's all the wood is old like this, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't tear it down. He built into it. I know he built around it. So I think his interior still has all that cabin on the inside, but he built a nice little cabin, like cedar sided, and, it's more modern, but it looks older, a little bit kind of a Western theme. I kind of like that, but anyways, but it blends in nicely, and it's new. And I think he left the old, and it's cute. It's gorgeous. My son, actually, I know a gentleman out here, and he built, because the county, you guys, this is funny, because the county, this people do things like this, guys, because they're not going to be told what to do. I know a gentleman out here, because you could build something 400 feet. Hold on one second, guys. I got to take this call. Hold on one second. Okay, I apologize. I had to take that. My son went and picked up a piece of cast iron for me. I was on the internet earlier today and looking at some of my postings, and I saw something pop up on the marketplace. And it's a train, like a caboose, with the steam type front. Obviously, it's a steam engine train. And it's about, he sent me a picture. He's got, I think he has size 11 shoe. So it's almost as big as his boot. And it's got the lid on it is the train, and the bottom is a base like a crock or a like a oh God, what do they call those? I call it a crock, but I got multiple. They're sitting up there right now. I can't think about it, but that you make chili in, a soup pot. There we go, like a soup, not a pan, but a pot. It's larger, and it's kind of oval shape, and it had a train, very large, and it said vintage, and I don't know if it's vintage. He said it didn't have any markings on it. He went in and got it, and it's a little bigger than I thought. And the lady, she wanted $50 for it, so that's a very reasonable price for a piece of cast iron like that. I think I looked it up online and I couldn't find another one, anything close to it. I looked up multiple ways, boost, train, how she had it listed, and I couldn't find even a duplicate. I think what it is, because when I told him after looking at it, because it's a little larger than I thought. I mean, it's two pieces. The top comes down. It has two handles, like a soup pan, or like a pot or a crock pot that's like a broiler or pastry. Are you feeling me on this? Probably should have taken a picture of it, but I could have done that. But because he sent me a picture of it, and yeah, like a crock pot. But I think what it is, after he sent me pictures, he's like, "Hey, Dad, hold on." He wanted to bring it inside and show it to his lady or whatever, and it has, there's the roof on the caboose, and then it comes down, and there's two, obviously, like they're like, like a piston or something that sticks up. Obviously, they look like some kind of steam, but then there's a square one that's larger, and it's square. And he said that it has a hole in it through through the cast lid. So that has a hole in it. So it obviously steams up out of that hole. And I said, oh, I wonder if it's like, people have where you can put water in a kettle and put it on your wood stove, and it's a vaporizer, right? Puts water, moisture into the air, because when you burn wood stove, it pulls moisture out of the air. I wonder if that's what it is, because he said it didn't have any markings on it. And then again, it's, I'm bringing it on the screen. It's probably about that far across, and it's about the bottom of it's probably that tall, and then the base of it's probably with the top of that caboose. It's a nice big piece. And the lady took $30. I'm like, you take there. I didn't have it. I had that on a Cash App card, and it's like, well, that's probably an expensive piece. Somebody paid. I don't know if it was vintage or not, but it's because it looked pretty. It didn't look vintage to me, and I can normally spot things that are antique or vintage. But either way, I'm sure it's at least got to be worth 5 times that much. I don't know, probably at least $150 piece of cast. I follow some of these cast. I was talking to my son. We're going to switch this conversation a little bit too, because same thing. I think about all the years. I don't know why I wanted to start getting cast iron. I don't know what it is. It's just there's something that appeals to me about it. It's nothing, it's just, I don't know, something to do. And it's nice stuff, but too, I use it. I cook in cast iron. I use the pans, so it's not, I don't, this isn't something, again, I've ever seen, but I told my son, because he lives near a city, he's over there near the city, over there in the I-5 corridor, that he should run an ad. Because, and I recommend that you do this too. I don't know if anybody collects cast iron or likes cast iron, or I was saying, I remember all the time I went to the Goodwill or the St. Vincent de Paul or even yard sales where people are just pretty much giving cast iron away. Now they're starting to kind of make a comeback. People are getting tired of the Teflon and, trying to be a little more healthy by not cooking. I know that's one reason I think cast iron is kind of it's always been a thing, but I know why people don't like cast iron, because every pan's a different heat and takes a different temperature and needs to be seasoned, and it's not just something you can throw in, and it's if you know how to use it and season it and clean it, and everybody's got, oh, you got a million people when it comes to that, opinions on how that all works. But what I found, brothers and sisters, is that okay, now hear me out. Why? Hear me out. Okay, some cast iron can be quite expensive. So a lot of people buy cast iron, get gifts as cast iron, have some promoter. Now they got this big collection that's sitting at the bottom of and they use the Teflon, and that stuff just sits there, or they kick it every time they go out to the garage, and they get tired of it being in that box. So why not take it from them? Don't ask anything for free. This is how I've advertised this. Okay? I'm asking for older pans or rusty pans that I'm willing to purchase. I don't want anything for free. If somebody has a collection, smaller or larger, and I'm trying to tell them, and it's that I'm using it for different things such as art, and I hang them, and people do that. They decorate their whole wall. As I'm saying, it's kind of something I want to use as a decorative theme in these cabins. I want to use that as part of the theme in the kitchens, and all the cabins is have cast out here in all the kitchens. I'll probably screw them all to the wall, but they'll all what I can put out here. But here's what I'm getting at. is a lot of people have a lot of cast iron pans, and it's just a big heavy box, or it's just about 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 of them, and they don't know what they're worth, and they don't care. They just want them out from underneath there. And so I would recommend advertising in your city. I'm just looking for older pans. They can be rusted because you can always bring them back, not cracked, broken. That's too far gone. I say I've used them for art project or something like that. I think that's what I put my ad, using for a multi-purpose and art project. So people know if they got them and they're rusted, or if they're a little rusty, it's, oh, I won't use it because it's rusted. They don't know you can reseason it. They just don't use them. And so if there's, oh, I got 6 or 8 or 10 of those in a box, you can come get them for $10, $20, $30, yeah, there's a lot of places, guys, you could. I'm just saying, if you put up things, there's there's like garage sales, look for them in the Goodwills, look for them in your, resale stores. But if you just advertise via the internet, you're going to get a massive people who probably don't want them anymore, guys, is what I'm saying. There's no value to them. Don't just go out and ask for free pans. Don't do that. Spend some money, give them some money for their pans. But what you could probably do is, like Y said, is you probably find one out there that's like a Griswold or a Wagner or something that's worth $100, and you paid 10 or 20 or 30 or $40, and they just want them out of the way because they keep kicking them. Okay, cool. I'll remember that. Thank you. Car boot sales. So, okay, you got it then, Casper. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You could, most will say, come get them. Thank you, Carl. Said, just come get these things. Don't ask for free. Carl understands what I'm saying. You guys, some people just say, come out here and please just get these things. I done kicked that thing and stubbed my toe on that box. My honey, I told him to get that thing out of the garage. It's in the way. They're underneath, guys. They're heavy pans. A lot of these things are sitting under there for 10, 15, 20. Hello, those really valuable ones, 30 or 40 years at the bottom. They're heavy. They're not going to be up high. They're going to be down on the ground, and sometimes in a collection, stacked in a box. Get it? See how this works? They're not going to be normally all over the place. Normally they're going to be in one. Sometimes they'll be out in the barn. Sometimes they'll be. So I would recommend, it's a good way to get a collection of pans for yourself. You can reseason all these ones as long as they're not too far gone. Multiple ways to do it. And then take the pan out that's $100 and sell it on a different platform. Have your honey sell it on not under your profile or something. There's no dishonesty to that. So I would recommend, if you live in a city. Now, look, guys, I put on my ad, personally, I'll tell you where my ad, and I'm way out in the middle of nowhere, but I advertised that I was more towards town. I put that I was looking for collections of rusty pans. I put a thing of 3 rusty pans. I'm looking for older or collections or larger rusty pans, or long as pitted and a little bit of pitting, and rusty's okay, but not split or cracked. The pans can't be, using them for projects. So I got a couple hits. The lady over here told me to go pick some up, a lady I know here in town, and I went to her place. They weren't there, so I hope nobody else picked them up. I haven't talked to her yet, but she just wanted to give me some pants, a couple pants, 3, I bet you a couple pants. Somebody came and she put them outside and grabbed them, and they're using them now, not me. I was gonna, okay, anyway, but I had this guy call me, and he sent me a whole slug of pants. He's obviously been doing the same thing, guys. I said that if I'd have done this 20 or 30 years ago, this guy's got 5 tables of cast iron. Obviously, every time he's gone to the Goodwill for the last 30 years, he's picked it up. I wish I would have done that. I got pants for pennies on the dollar, for a long time, because most people don't know how to cook with cast iron. People who have cast iron to cook with it, they know it, they love it, they won't get rid of it. They don't want to mess with it. Every pan has a little bit different temperature, needs to be seasoned. There's a variance. People don't like that. They like convenience. So that thing is just going to be stuck in the drawer. There's probably $100, $200, or $300 pan in that collection of pans, brothers, sisters. and it's not wrong if they don't want them, and you came in and you didn't say, hey, I want this for free. You're offering a reasonable price. Don't even look through the pans when you get there. You don't need to do that. If it's a collection, get them out of there, and look through the pans, and yeah, that's right. That's heat control is the thing, but people don't want to. Balance keeps auto adjusting. Just to let you know. Yeah, I don't know how to change that. So I don't have that setting. I don't know how it would change that, but I see it. It does it. It's always done that on this. It's a cheap camera. So anyways, my point is that you can get some nice pans, guys, for yourself, and you could probably turn $1 profit on your time, help somebody out by taking pans that are just going to sit there for probably another 10 or 15 or 20 years. Because yes, normally that's the problem with cast iron. People too high, too much heat. They don't have any patience. They just want to go right at it. They don't want to let the pan come up to a certain temperature, and people don't want to. Once you do it after a little while and you get a few pans, it's like, riding a certain motorcycle or a certain bike where you get adjusted to a certain, it just fits right. So most people don't want to take the time to do that, brothers and sisters. So there's opportunity there is all I'm saying. And there's like this pan that I've never seen anything like it. It's a, I don't know what it is. It's very unique. And I recently put this ad online. And so I said that I would trade or purchase. This guy contacted me and he said he would trade. So, man, I wish I had all my son. He was talking about his toy collection because that's what he wants, guys. And I don't have a ton of them because I already offed all the toys, my son's toys. Collection diecast. He likes Hot Wheels that he wants to trade for. I can't remember what. This guy's such a hustler too, guys. Check this out. Because obviously I told you he has trays of pans, or tables of pans that he sent me pictures of. Literally, I mean, everything, all of them, Yeah, I always end up talking about the word of God. I can't help it. So I think this is the longest I've gone without doing that. This is a record. But anyways, I put out that, again, that I would purchase or trade, because I'm a horse trader. That's what I do. Meek, all these things. He calls me to be like this. I don't pay taxes and send them to Ukraine, brothers and sisters. Think how little taxes you know what I'm saying? So, hey, Mini Ice Age Conversations is on that channel recommendation that I did today earlier on Ransom Godwin, Mountain High Television, where it's always partly cloudy. Ransom Godwin and David Devine at Adapt 2030, guys. They do an amazing live stream. I don't care about taking away from my life. It's not here about that, guys. So definitely you might want to see after this and pop off after you're done here and take a look at that channel. It is either Mini Ice Age Conversations or Mountain High Television, I believe is what it's called. Mountain High Television on YouTube, and it's Adapt 2030. The one the other gentleman's calling this 2010 24 24 alignment. He does a Thursday show with Ransom Godwin, one of probably the most brilliant minds on this earth. Brilliant minds on this earth. You understand? Yeah, Carl, I made a mint off my sons because I knew diecast and whatnot, and I bought survival stuff and silver, not cast iron with it. And all of it got taken from me. So anyways, but definitely I want to make a mention again of, there's lots of opportunity for us. Like I'm saying, this guy has offered to trade, and you guys, I had some, my brothers work for NASCAR and Monster Jam, or, NHRA Dragster and Columbia Drag Boat Association and Daryl Earnhardt Jr. and Senior and all that, so my younger brother owned 2 die-cast stores in 2 different malls, and so my son's room looked like a toy store. It was ridiculous. It was way too much. I really feel, but he was always very humble. He never he would give away so many of his toys, and I never discouraged him if I felt like he wasn't, he never wanted to give them to make friends. He was just wanted to give his toys away. He didn't mind, and I didn't mind him giving toys away that he had duplicates of, and he had some, and he'd even give away if somebody liked some. He always was. So he never made it like he had, oh, I got all these toys. Again, he took care of them. He didn't break them. He knew if he would and didn't treat them right, they'd get thrown in the trash. But either way, a lot of it was because his uncles and myself had kind of a phileo for the value of some of those. I knew what I was getting in myself into: VWs, motorcycles, and die-cast NASCAR, and go-karts and monster trucks. Yeah, I think I made, when I sold his collection, I think I made about $150,000 in the collection, and bought survival and silver stuff with it, and then moved out here, and then all of it, my blood took it all from me. Silver and my sons and everything that he ever had, all that survival stuff that I'd sold from his monster truck and die-cast collection, all ended up getting taken anyway. So should have put it in Bitcoin, right? Couldn't have got taken away from me. No, that's okay. I don't care. It is what it is. So anyways, I have a few things left, brothers, sisters. I have some. I need to go back and look today. I was trying to go back there and look at it, but I ended up working on the shelter. Trying to go back there to do something else, and ended up, driving, post down in and doing work on the shelter. It's like, oh, this is more important than, trying to trade toys for die-cast right now. So our die-cast toys for cast iron. And I called my son, and he's like, yeah, Dad, do it. Toys for cast iron pans? Heck yeah, do that, Dad. Yeah, And he was talking about the same thing, guys. We were talking about all the, he's like, God, I can't remember how much silver you bought, Dad, online, God, you bought so much you were buying pounds and pounds and pounds of silver because you'd sold all that die cast. And I would just mix it up, guys. Sometimes I'd buy some silver, and sometimes I'd buy something survival, water filters. I had a lot of things, again, prepared for days we're in now, freeze dryers, generators, things that, a lot of value, but a lot of Second Amendment items. Sign in to YouTube Studio in left menu, select Earn tab, click Start, AdSense and YouTube card. Yeah, I can't get past that. That's the spot that I can't get past, Lady in Red. I can't get past that spot. Elijah came on and tried to. He took that off on his tablet and did exactly what you said or whatever, and tried to get into that. Thank you so much, Lady. You're such a blessing to this channel. Are you married, lady? No, my bad. I shouldn't do that. Sure are a good moderator and appreciate all the hard work you do. Could use a partner like yourself. Somebody who works as hard as you do in here. I appreciate that. That's, again, I appreciate team players here. We're all together, brothers, sisters. Much love. So anyways, thank you, Lady in Red. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that to you. So no, I appreciate. I don't know. Elijah Civic tried to get on the AdSense and do that outside, get it off my phone, get it on. Now, today we were just having the same. It's so funny you bring that up, that he said, Dad, if I had a good computer, because he's trying to sell his cars that he's making the transition to come out here. He went from little cars that drive around fast to 4-wheel drive Jeeps and all. The dude's shaking and moving real quick, man. Elijah, my son, he's a good dude. He knows what's coming. I feel blessed that somebody's taking me serious, about what's going on. And I think he's taking this very seriously. And I think we're going to do well because of it. I hope so. Yeah, I just think I have an issue because he went in on a separate account and logged back into my account too, I think I'll try to go back and look at this because he did that. He tried to log in from a separate to try to do what you're saying, get it off of mine and redo it on his account, not through me on my account, but set it up. And he still ran into that wall, whatever, right at that spot that you're talking in the beginning. Cause I remember trying to do the same thing myself. That's just kind of bummer because, guys, I haven't made no fortune or anything. I mean, how many hundreds of hours have I streamed? And I've probably made, because more of them were like the super chats, guys, than I made, more in super chats. You guys have given super chats a lot, way more than the monetization. I think I probably made $50 or $60 in all the hundreds of hours of channel content. So it's not a lucrative business by any means. So I do appreciate the super chats that have been given too, because there's definitely some money that's sitting there in the super chats that I don't know. Darn computer stuff. I don't know what it is with me and electronic stuff, but I just don't ever, I always struggle so hard with with electronics, just whatever my IP address, when I originally just said, you know what, the heck with this, send it. And I'm doing this and never looked back. I've always struggled since then with being on the internet. And it's just because I think it's because I fight the beast, and the beast is an electronic and I fight with it a lot. And so it finds ways to poke back at me where people don't have no issues. Remember, I couldn't even get my money back from that. Gosh, I have that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I didn't get my money back, and they're persecuting this guy for 3 felonies, guys. Two different counties are going after this guy for felony, credit card charges and fraud and I can't even get my money back. They drop money at the end. Oh, darn it. Darn it. Darn it. It's all lost money then. What a waste of my time. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't have a dime on this. It don't matter. But I appreciate anybody who's helped, guys. Darn it. That sucks because people gave their hard-earned money into super chats. And yeah, I don't even know. That's actually disappointing. I thought it was all going to kind of sit there and, oh, well, I don't care. It is what it is. I can't worry about that. I got to worry about getting these cabins done. And it's not about, that's why I have the Cash App link. And thank you, lady, in red for always dropping that as often as you do. Because it ain't about that, guys. Hopefully soon I won't ever have to be concerned about this again. And I'm hoping soon to get this land paid off with this, these cabins out here. And then I can go to work for the church, for High Desert Grace and Truth, and for the body, and spend all my time soliciting businesses to try to keep adding to the ministry for building products and try to get more people to come out here. And maybe one day that homestead that I always dreamed of being out here will be here, and it'll be the body of Christ. It'll be people who are in the narrow way and the Hados, and it'll all be of God. It'll be his will, not my own. And that's what I'm hoping. That's why I feel like I'm at where I'm at. And we reap what we sow. So I'm going to keep going at this, and hopefully soon I'll be able to come up with the funds. And again, if you start adding up, if I have 3 cabins renting out, as I was saying earlier, out at this Dark Sky Sanctuary, if I can get people for $35 to $45 a night to just come park out in their car and sit out here and away from someplace where they won't be bothered. It's called Hip Camp, and then do that for nearly $50 a night. I'm sure if I provide a cabin, some hammocks, and a skylight, people would rent them out. And oh, blessings. I don't know. Somebody just gave me a Cash App. I don't know who that was, or if it was just, I don't know. I spent a Cash App something earlier at, what did I get on Cash App? Just a couple dollars. Oh, it was the Cash App from the gas station, because I spent it at the pump. Sometimes they put that extra charge on your card. Maybe it was that. I'm not sure if somebody, again, I didn't see, but I appreciate, again, everybody who's helped donate to the ministry. And hopefully someday all this land will be turned over, all these 3 cabins will generate revenue for High Desert Grace and Truth, so it can continue to provide for itself and to be a self-sufficient community out here. Hopefully there'll be a farm back out here again too. So all in good time, but I have to be able to get this place paid off first, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm working for. So hopefully it'll be happen. Like I said, if you think about having a cabin rental, and it's going to take me another month or two, I've been working as hard as I can. I have just only so much I could do. I'm just busted up better. And I'm trying to work with this physical body the best that I can. I worked through a long winter and made it through that. And so I have been charged up and been working hard out here. Again, there's things I've been doing off camera when I'm not. I spend a lot of time on here, but that I work hard when I'm not, on this platform. But hopefully soon, again, I'll be giving away some cabin rentals here to my YouTube, and I'm definitely going to honor somebody from TikTok, because I said I would once they were completed, because I started that at the beginning of the winter. There was just a square building. I don't sleep a lot, lady. It just doesn't. Laying down has always been a hard thing for me in my back, but it's getting better, and I don't sleep very well. I don't know what it is. Me and sleep, I don't, never have. Ask my son. He's like, he used to tell me, he's like, Dad, he's like, do you ever sleep? Because I was a single dad for, almost 10 years, 9 years, and I said, well, what do you mean, son? He said, Dad, because when, he would lay next to me in bed, or he'd come over whenever. He said, Dad, when I come up to you, he said, I go, Dad, and you go, what? I never have to ask your name more than one time. Are you sleeping? I said, yeah, I was sleeping. But how did you hear me? I just barely said your name. Well, Elijah, you're my son. If you say something, I'm going to hear you. You were 3 or 4 years, for years and years. I used to put the blankets on you for years and years and years because I thought you were cold, and you hated being warm. But I hated seeing you uncovered. So I'm used to, I just, when I hear your name, I don't care. He's like, oh, because it doesn't seem like you're sleeping. I'm asleep, son. He's like, well, I've tried, Carl. I can. It's just something that's been like this for 25 years or so. There's nothing that's going to improve it. It just is. So, but it's okay. Generally, if I can get a couple hours of sleep, I operate just fine. I can go 3 or 4 hours, and we're just talking about the cabins. So trying to get the cabins done. I put that John Wayne picture, guys, up in the cabin today. It looks really nice. It's a nice picture. It looks good. I don't really like John Wayne, but I told you it looks like a movie set. So I think it's a good match out here. From somebody, the lady that I had went and got the rock for the back of the fireplace. It's something I do some trading with her from time to time, and she saw it, and I bought it from her. She's like, hey, Tracy, I got something I think you'll like. And I was like, oh, look at that. So it was really, actually, wait a second. I'm going to put you guys on hold a second. I'm going to take a picture of these real quick. I'm going to pause the stream. I want to come back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. I want to show you this picture of the cabin, and show you a picture of this kettle thing that my son bought for me for $30. It's I think it's quite a unique piece. I can't find another one like it on the internet. Maybe if you guys see it, you can tell me more, maybe a little bit more about it. So give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. Give me 1 second. All right. I got it. Okay. So what do you want to see first? You want to see, what do we got here? I got the cast iron or the John Wayne picture. You want to see the cabin picture of John Wayne, or you want to see the cast iron? I'm a weirdo. Doing good. The cast iron. Okay, look at this. This is a neat piece, guys. So this is the piece by itself, and for reference, he brought it in the house. It's cast, and for size, I'm going to flip back to this picture. He had it next to his boot. I think he wears a size 11 boot. So it's quite the large piece. And as I was telling you here, this has a hole in it right here. So the steam comes out of this. Now, I didn't take a picture of the bottom, and he did. I could have, but see, it has a bottom, this handle, and he said it wasn't marked. It has no markings on it, on this piece here, but you can see it's rather large. Oh man, what did it do that for? Oh, they don't want to. See how that does that? See, it just doesn't matter sometimes when I do. It just does whatever it wants. Old time. It's a humidifier. That's what I thought it was. A humidifier. That's exactly what I told my son that I thought it was. I've never seen this piece. I looked. Maybe I should have looked up online, and maybe I could have found it that way. But I don't know. Like I said, you can see it's quite a large piece. From the size of his boot. I think for $30, that's way too cheap for that piece. I don't know what they cost new, but I can't imagine they can be under $100 for a piece of cast like that. Huh. But yeah, I've never seen, I tried to search, and I don't think I've ever seen anything, because it's a two-piece. Most cast pieces, guys, again, are like a one piece. I know there's two-piece, cast pieces that are humidifiers. I have a tea kettle that it's got a lid on it, obviously two-piece, but I've never really seen a ton of two-piece humidifiers, a two-piece, because it could be used as like a pan as well, because it has a pan on the bottom of it. But yep, I think that's what it was. I think it was a humidifier. Just never seen one like that. I guess maybe I've just, I don't know, been under a rock or something. But again, I don't know what something like that would cost new. They said it's vintage. I don't think it's vintage. It could be. It's not marked. Doesn't have any markings on it. I mean, it doesn't look like it's brand new, but I don't think it's 20s, 30s, 1800s or anything like that. It might be 70s, 80s. I don't think it's 60s or 50s. It may be, but I don't think so. I can normally look at something and get pretty close just on its age by looking at it. I don't know. Just because everything gives out a resonance to me, so to speak. But I could be off. I'm not always right. I've never seen one. So pretty cool, if you ask me. And I think for $30, it was a steal. And I would love to put that, if that's what it is, as a humidifier. I'd put that on my wood stove any day of the week. And that would be the coolest humidifier. I think one of the coolest humidifiers ever. A steam engine humidifier. Choo-choo. So let me go shut this front door. I got the front door. I got it too warm in here. All right, so let me show you the John Wayne picture. Go on, Bites. Go on, buddy. No, it's cast iron. It's cast. There's the boot. It's rather large. It's almost, I think he wears size 11 boot. Looks like it's as big as his boot there. And then it's got a two-piece. It has a pan, which looks like a crock pot type style on the bottom of it. But it does have that hole in the top of the, that front portion of the steam engine portion has a hole. He said, there's a hole in the lid that goes all the way so the steam can come out. I was like, oh, it's a humidifier. And that's what I thought it might be when I saw it in the picture, when it was advertised. I forget what she advertised it. What are you, some kind of doctor there, Mungus? Kind of cool though. Bear steamer. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. There's no markings on it. But I don't know. For $30, it's a good price. I think it's a neat piece. And it'd be a neat piece to add to the top of the, I'm a collected guy, and you've seen the top of my wood stove, right? Got all kinds of different things on the wood stove here, right? Cannonballs and squares and little anvils, and there's my steamer over there. So, see, wouldn't that go good on the stove? Or I have another stove, See, right up my alley. All right. Yeah, you're kind of a strange guy, so that's kind of will go up. Yeah. But anyways, what are we doing on the fire? All right. I don't want to get too warm in here. So, but all right, let's show you this John Wayne picture. Yeah, all that stuff on top. That's exactly why I put that on there, because all those cannonballs and all that metal and all that holds the heat. All of it. Thank you. Why is all that stuff on your stove? John Wright. John White. Cool. Plow and Hearth page. Cool. Nice. Well, even $30 I think is a fair price. So hey, I didn't do too bad then. I'm not sure if that's the company that made this one. Is there? It looks like there might be more than one company. Like you guys are fast. You guys are my researchers. Nice. But anyways, let's take. I appreciate it, guys. I think it's a unique piece, and I think it'd be a great piece to set up on the wood stove. Again, it has a hole through here, so obviously, if you put the water in the base of that, and you can use that as a humidifier. I know that they've done this before, and like you can put different kinds, I guess, like eucalyptus oil and different kinds of oils. I know people use to different kinds of oils. Yeah. But isn't that kind of neat? I just never seen anything like that for it's obviously a humidifier is what it is then. So how cool is that? How cool is that? But let's take a look at the John Wayne picture sitting on the wall. There it is in the cabin. I don't have the clearest picture of it. I apologize. Let's see if we probably zoom in a little further there. It's actually a numbered picture that has the artist's signature on the bottom of it. But it matches the attire pretty well inside the cabin. So I like the colors in it too. I like I like earth tone colors. I don't know what it is about me and earth tones. So, like I said, it's kind of like a John Wayne movie set out here, and then I get a picture of John Wayne to put in the cabin. So I'm not into all the things, but I mean, I know who the guy is, and I know, just I'm not into acting or any of that. My father was an actor, my grandmother was an actress. My aunt was an actress. All my family's in television, so I don't really like talking about that. I just don't. But anyways, kind of a neat so it's 7-9 by 12. So was 12 inches across. Huh, interesting. I couldn't find it, but I think I was just looking under the wrong you guys are fast. I didn't think when I looked I didn't see it in person, so I didn't know it had a hole coming out the top of it. I just thought it was some kind of. If it didn't have a hole on the top, it could still be like a soup pot or something. I could tell it's like by the size or whatever. But anyways, yeah, this is a. Somebody said they thought this would go well in the cabins, and I think it does. The colors match the cabin. It's if you look on the cabin wall, I kind of have that metal, and so it's kind of matching. Yeah, like a bean pot. There we go. There, that's what I was talking about. But you see how those grays and stuff match that wall pretty well? I think it's a good fit. See the gray in the background and the grayness in his scarf, and then the gray in the clouds. It just all pulls a little bit of the rust on the. I'm a weirdo like that, guys. I don't know why I look at things like that. It's got to have kind of that things have to match, but it all kind of has to pull itself together. So, anyways, I have another picture too that I plan on putting in the cabins too. The one that's similar to this that has a deer on it that I've had for quite a while, and I think it'll be good. I'm not sure where if I'm going to put it in that. I don't want to overdo pictures and stuff on the wall, but I have another picture about that size that has a deer, and I love the colors in it because it's very earth tone, and it I think it'd go great in the cabin too. I have a lot of paintings that I don't put up on the walls because I just don't like to clutter my. If it had been me before in my older life, I would have had pictures all over the walls. But I actually think I had some pictures at one point on this wall, but I took them down. I just didn't like them up there. It just cluttered the wall up. I'd rather look at the wood than a picture. So, but that's me. I might hang another picture. Yeah. Hopefully we figure that out there, lady in red. Because you, I hope you don't call yourself a lady in your. But you never know. I remember in this day and age, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, but anyways, again, yeah, like look at that twisted tree in the background of that picture. We got junipers. That's the juniper tree. Juniper. I know. In this day and age, lady, like I said, remember what Andrew Dice Clay said? No, you might not be that old. Never mind. You take her home, you take her home, you wine her, you dine her, and next thing you know, you're holding a tree trunk. Remember, that's what Andrew Dice Clay said. It was in the picture. I had to say it. I wasn't going to say it, but then I saw the picture of the tree. I was like, all right, just say it, Tracy. Just say it. Why not? So no, that's who that is. That's a picture of. It's a numbered, picture of. It's in the cabin. It's the cabin build out here at the Moonshine Cabins. Moonshine Cabin Rentals out here in the high desert. This is the Rusty Dragon. Rusty Dragon. It's a lithograph that is numbered. It has a signature on the bottom and it has a number, but you can't quite see it in this picture. Somewhere in the corner though, yeah, there we go. Boy, that's so pixely. Look how pixely my thing is, but it has the number in it. You can see it right there. That's where it's numbered, and gosh, that's horrible. Can't even hardly see that, but kind of a neat piece though too. It'll be a good addition to the cabins. Like I said, when I do things, I try to make things. It's part of the theme, right? It's part of the theme. I'm all about having this theme out here with the Western, like a movie set. So could you have picked a better painting to put up on the wall? Excuse me. Yeah, see, at one time I had a painting on that wall. Look, I knew I had a picture of it. I had a painting on that wall at one time behind us. So I have some cubism paintings. These are called cubism, and they're all earth tone cubism paintings. And that used to be on the wall, but I took that down. But there's one. I have some more. Like I said, I have several of these that I bought from an estate sale on a lady in Eugene, Oregon. These are called, her name is Norma Driscoll, Driscoll. She's a painter who painted these for a gentleman who he paid for psychiatric services and she paid for that in paintings. He was a psychiatrist, and she saw him and paid him in paintings. And then I purchased the paintings from an estate sale, and I got the history on them, and they're very different. I've got several of them, but they're cubism. And I used to have them up in here. I just don't like them all up on the wall. I don't like all that clutter. I can't do it. It's too much for me. I just reminds me of being in my mom's house. And I used to live like that too. I had a lot of collections of just a lot of crap, like this is getting a little cluttery here looking in it. I already have, remember, Carl, on my off the grid video, remember the inside of this on the TikTok platform. There's I ought to upload that video over to this platform. It says off grid look, and it has all the pictures of the sunsets. I'll probably do that. I probably will. So don't make me. I'm going to get off here right now and do that. Actually, let me get off here, guys. Feed the dogs. Feed my mules. The gentleman came back and got his puppies. He got a break here, and he went back and took them back home. Those 11 beautiful puppies that he had out here. Boy, it was fun to have them out here. They were barking a little bit at night and barking a little bit in the morning, but I don't sleep much, so it didn't bother me. He's like, man, you're so patient with these dogs. You're so patient with them. They jump on you. You don't care. I'm like, man, don't you remember I'm a dog breeder? I've bred several dogs during the winter. I've done this before. I know what you're under. This is a lot of work, man. 5 months he's been raising those dogs without a break. He makes sure hardly ever leaves. I drive by his place, because he's taking care of them dogs. He don't want to leave. Like me, he don't want to leave his dogs. So he come over here and visit his dogs for an hour just to visit with them while and he just, so anyways, he took his puppies back. So, but I'm glad he got a break, and he felt they were safe over here, and they were 11 dogs. The kennel kept them nice and secure. He put more kennels out there. They had the doggone saloon. So as I'm saying, man, it was so awesome to give him that opportunity to imagine taking care of 11 dogs and for 5 months and not having one day off, so I think 2 or 3 days he had the puppies here. So how cool is that to be able to house the dogs and him get, it has some little bit of a rest from having to look at them the whole time. I've seen 2 pickaxes in the middle was a clock hooked into it. That's awesome. No, that sounds interesting. But yeah, let me these animals here and throw us another piece of wood on the fire. Maybe I'll go over on TikTok. I'm about ready to shut that platform down. I don't even like going on there. I go on there once every couple months or something, and don't want anything to do with that. But I think I can get those. I think I remember how to get that uploaded off of there. And I'm going to upload that video that Carl said and see if I can re-upload it to this platform. And yeah, I'll come back on a little bit. Maybe I'll pull that other painting out that I'm talking about of that deer, and I'll show you that other painting that I'm having out here. So you guys are pretty excited about these things coming together. I think it's a lot of work. I'm putting in way too many extra details, if you ask me, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, what a neat opportunity this is, can have people come out here in this dark sky sanctuary in the middle of this high desert out of the light belt, no light pollution out here, and to be in a place where people just would die to spend a night out, just one night under the stars. And this is where I've, been blessed to be every single night. And I try to count my blessings. And when I look up at that star, that star with billions of stars, I'm like, thank you, Father. Wow, what a quiet place of rest, And so I want to share that, and so I keep talking about it because it's very important. If I'm a guy who's always talking, I don't have all these stars and sun and celestial markers and stars. I think I have more moons and celestial bodies tattooed on my body than any. I have more moons or suns than anybody I know. So I'm kind of the kind of guy that pays attention to the stars, so I always have. I've always been a stargazer my whole life. Spacey, crazy Tracy, the guy who built the UFO out in the middle of the desert. I'm that guy. I'm the crazy guy in town. So can't be any more crazy than this dude. You got to outdo me by not like that, but if you can come up with something more crazy than building a UFO at the end of town, then you can probably take the title from me. That's okay. You go ahead and take it, but until you can build a UFO or something and be the guy that builds the UFO who fights with the cops and the farmers and the mayor and the code ordinance officers and all the things I do out here, got a history of being quite crazy out here for quite a long time. So kind of my whole life, it's just been my thing. Crazy Spacey Tracy. If you guys seen that too, that picture that's on this heading of this video, the caption, that's some of my art that I've done before. Yeah, this is a great place to look up, man. It really is. It's an amazing, this is the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. There's not a better place to see the stars than right here. Thank you, Father. Seriously, guys, the largest 2.5 million acres set apart, out of the light pollution, out of the light belt. There's no street lights out here, no stoplights out here, no flashing yellow lights, no none of that. No, people are actually encouraged to turn their lights off at night. Don't leave them on, turn them off. If you can, don't leave your lights on at night. Turn them off. Turn them off, please. You don't have to, but please turn them off. And people do. People go by that out here, and that's, so it's a pretty neat spot, plus there's 2.5 million acres with no other, people are pretty good. And if they just set this apart as a dark sky sanctuary, they will start regulating light pollution out here, which means you better get your butt out here before they say they will not let anybody else out here. Remember I told you all these people coming out here to the dunes? I think they all got spots out here, guys. And then when things break down, they're going to move out of their city places and they're going to move out to these spots. And they all have a pretty good change, because they already have, remember the guy out here, Shumway, the guy who's stabbing in all these driveways, out here. He said, yeah, a lot of people come out here, build something and lock it up. Built the whole place from top to bottom. And it's just sitting there with cameras watching it, and satellite and, and whatever, and all the camera, and yep. There's hundreds of them out here. Like I thought so. So I think a lot of people who come out to this area are going to kind of pump this area up, guys, a little bit. If you understand what I was talking about earlier about these people coming out from the dunes who have the $1 million truck and 4 or 5 side-by-sides and all the, the outfits and the stuff to go with it. It's, their $250,000 cabin is to die for. I built mine out of scraps. You guys seen what I do, but I do what I do and they would do what they do. And I'm going to continue to build the Moonshine cabins, and I encourage you, if you have money, come out here and build some cabins. Build a place that's out of shipping container or something and make it all glass, make it all modern. You know what I mean? And something like that, do whatever, this is going to generate hopefully enough stream of income so that I can pay the property off. I was 49 in that picture. I'm 50 now. But I'm going to get this land paid off. These cabins are going to help me do that, guys. And then I'm going to be able to turn it over to the ministry. How cool would that be the day I get to turn this land? There's $125,000, $150,000 storm shelter that I've built on this property. 3 cabins to generate money, revenue for the church itself, for High Desert Grace and Truth out here for the property, and whoever occupies these buildings or whatever other buildings that we build out here will be unable to be taxed. The government will not be able to tax it at that point, and it can't be taken from High Desert Grace and Truth. What a day that will be. That'll be the day that I can walk away probably from this place, brothers and sisters, and other people will be here, and it will take care of itself at that point. Won't that be a beautiful day for this place to, and then I could just come into the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I could just teach. I could go on the road for a week or two. You know what I mean? That would be such a blessing to me because I don't want the land. I have another property that I've paid on. I don't. I want to give this to the church. I want to donate this to the church so that it can never be taken. There's a lot of financial turmoil coming in the future, brothers and sisters. The real estate market is collapsing right now. You understand? And a lot of people are going to get taken from this. And I don't know if you watch this Great Taking. I pay attention to economics, and if you owe a payment on it or something, these people have done this. They're very smart about what they do, and they're banksters is what they are. You know, give a man a gun and he'll rob a bank, and give a man a bank and he'll rob the world. And that's what we're seeing, brothers and sisters. There's going to be quite a big change. And I knew that if I could, it's not about me losing anything. It's about that it can't be taken from the church and it can't be taxed. No tax money will ever go to pay. Cannot be taxed. And what a blessing that's proof how powerful God's word is and how much power he has. And I think through this great taking, there's no way they can touch these buildings, guys. They can't touch this property. I think a lot of people are gonna. You got one payment on your mortgage payment, guys. They can take it. That's why I'm so concerned about trying to get this taken care of as quick as possible to get it paid off, guys. If that property next to me wouldn't have come up, this property would have been paid off already. I had about half the amount at the time already saved to try to pay this one off. But the other 20-acre parcel came up for sale. The solitude, the view will never change from here. Never. I don't think there's anything somebody can move close enough from here. You're going to look around and never see anybody. Could you put a price on that? So that's why I had to put that 20-acre parcel and all the money I'd saved up for years to buy all that. And I had to pay, a little small down payment to secure it, to keep it until I can get, 30 days and then pay it all off in cash, one lump sum, one big balloon payment at the end. So I had to sell every car in my driveway, about everything else, and cash everything I could to get this land. And even before I had settled with my balloon payment, I had the realtor going, hey, if somebody wants to offer you more than you paid for it, if you're willing to let them, they'll pay this off and give you more money. And they want the land. They like this area of the valley, and they like this. If you're interested. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't. That's why I bought it. So I was so glad that I was able to purchase it up. And again, there's that 5-acre parcel. It's not too often that parcels over here towards this end come up for sale. There are others right over out on the 40, across the 40 in front of me. I'm in 40 acres and I have these 40 acres. So there's a 40-acre parcel in front of me up to the highway. There's 2 parcels that sit right across the road from here, guys. Beautiful parcels, just gorgeous parcels that somebody could build a beautiful home on. Look to the west, your view will be of Table Rock out here, the icon of the valley. And it's just a beautiful spot to see the stars, man. Like I said, this place is it's just amazing. It's just nothing like it I've ever seen. I've been to all 50 states in the United States. I've lived again in Hawaii. I've lived in North Pole, Alaska, up on the top, been to Dead Horse, been all, to the top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Seeing the stars up close, supposedly up closer, and nothing touches the sky like I've seen out here. So it's quite an amazing place, and it's a place where people can come out and afford to live right now before it gets too expensive. And I do think at one point in time they're gonna say, nope, no more people are allowed to come out here. Nope. This has been a dark sky sanctuary. We're not allowing any more growth out here. That's it. If you're here, you're here. Enjoy the view. Nobody else is coming out here. It is protected. Now, they have officially made this a dark sky sanctuary, brothers and sisters, out of the light belt pollution. And I've tried to, I always get ahead of these things before most people. I don't think maybe these people voted this in before they allowed this to happen to even realize what they did. That's going to limit the growth out here. If they're limiting light pollution, that means they're going to limit how many people can come out here. Anybody disagree? Anybody want to disagree with that? If I just if I'm in a place that was just deemed a dark sky sanctuary, out of the light belt, out of the light pollution, and that they are going to protect it from light pollution. You ever heard that term, light pollution? That probably means that the growth in this area is going to start to be restricted, correct? They don't want more light pollution. Well, we can't have street lights and stoplights and flashing lights. We need to keep this light pollution down. I think they might say, no more people coming out here. Better get your spot. Ain't trying to push you to do anything, but hey, you want to be in the world's largest, best place to see the stars in the whole wide world? You guys, could they have made me any better of a billboard? I told you this was going to be my blessing, my Jubilee year, brothers and sisters. Heck, I'm going so and such a rate, I'm probably going to crash and burn like I always do. When stuff gets good, man, I always make it through it. Like, you get your ups and downs, ebbs and flows. But heck, at this rate, I might even have me a wife before the end of the year. Who knows? It don't matter either way. Remember, title prevent from going after your land. Collect the debt and cancel make payments. You want to say, guys, hi to Pants. He's been here sitting with the dad, just laying with the dad. Dad's not paying attention to him. I love you, good boy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Other puppers laying. Always puppies. You guys never see them, but they're always with the dad. They got to be with the dad. You're such a cute puppy. You're such a cute boy. Dad loves you. I love you, boy. You're such a good kid. Oh, what a cutie pie. You're a cutie. You are my pods. Yes, I love you. Yes, I do. He loves his dad. He loves the dad. Uh-oh, he's going to give his dad loving. Uh-oh. I love you, guy. Oh, he's going to smash his head into the couch. You're such a good boy. I'm getting headbutts. I'm getting headbutts. Oh, more headbutts. More headbutts. You guys are the silliest dogs I ever did have, huh? Uh-oh, watch it. Oh, he's going to go crazy. Uh-oh. Watch it. Uh-oh. What are you doing, boy? What are you doing, boy? What are you doing? You're going to wake your brother up there. He was sleeping and you just woke him up. What are you doing? Hanging out with the dad? Did you overdo yourself there a little bit, buddy? Are you okay? You need a drink? There's water right there. No kisses. No kisses. Yeah, I don't have no PC. You want to say hi, Pence? Where's your ears? Where's your ears? How come you have your ears back? Someone here? What's it? Ears. See, he likes to put his ears back. So, all right. Always hanging out with the puppies. You guys know that. You don't notice, but they're always right there. So the puppies love dad. It's puppy time. It's puppy time. So, okay, guys, much love. I appreciate you guys' support again of this ministry. I'm going to keep going at the rate that I'm going. I feel like this is, again, I've already achieved my goals. If I never do anything else, it's okay. It's all right. Jimmy crack corn. Right? Jimmy crack corn. We got good days and bad guys. We all have different days. So, yeah, I'll come back on. I want to show you guys. So I'll talk a little bit more. I will probably do a little bit more studying, but I feel like I want to kind of promote this area a little bit. I want to talk more about this dark sky sanctuary, and I wanted to talk a little bit about silver. about the experience. It was pretty funny because I was talking to my son today about silver, and we were having a discussion. And I always like to have talk about silver. So I'm a silver bug, and yeah, we're always talking about word alloidal. Okay, cool. I will. Alloidal. Okay, definitely. You're such an asset to this chat, Lady in Red. If you got a man, you must be a good wife. If you work as hard for your husband as you work for me, man, you know what a lucky man. Appreciate all your extra help that you do in here, and you're such a blessing. And all the moderators on this channel have been made this so much more streamlined, and it's always appreciated. And for a while, I didn't even talk about you guys. I just worked you guys like mules. But I want to make sure I give you guys nice Angelos Messenger. Yeah, I'm always coming with some kind of message, don't I? So maybe we're in the Hados. Maybe we have that similar. Remember, Angelos is the word messenger. They mean the same exact thing. A messenger is an angel. Okay, so same meaning, same term, same. They're in the Hados, in the narrow way. So I'll be back on. I want to get some wood in the fire. I'll probably maybe make a bite to eat. I'm not sure. I don't feel really hungry right now. I've been eating a little bit less with the break in the weather. A little bit warmer. I don't eat nearly as much in the summertime as I do. I still eat normal, but not snacking. And I've actually gone back. Sometimes in the summer, I do 2 meals and not 3. I probably should do sometimes. I have to force myself to eat a 3rd meal sometimes in the summertime. But yeah, we'll just relax. Yeah, it's kind of good. Not too many trolls. Just kind of keeping the Trump stuff down and keeping some of the fire out of here is helping a little bit. So yeah, that helps a lot. So blessings, guys. I'm going to go over there too. So I might be a minute because I need to remember not to forget that Carl told me to, what about some nice. What about some pictures of the sky out there, Tracy? So if you want to see it before I upload it to this channel, you can go over to TikTok, the dragon, filthy, disgusting platform. I don't even like going on there. When I go on there, I feel like, oh my God, I gotta clean. I gotta take a shower when I'm done going over here. And I'm serious. It feels so filthy when I go over there. So I just check in and check out. I just only been over there once in like 2 months anyways, just for a second, just to see if there's any chance that they've lifted the ban on the live stream. Now it still says the same stuff that it did. So doesn't matter, but it's on there and it says off grid look is what it says. And there's sunsets and tacos in the cabin build. Lots of tacos. Remember, lots of tacos. So I make lots of tacos out here at the cabin. So I only eat tacos on days that end in Y. Remember that. So you're going to see pictures of the cabin, a little bit of the build out. Obviously, lots more done since that time, but beautiful sunsets like you've never seen. I mean, skies that literally are filled. They look like they're on fire and melting. And lots of tacos. All right. Much love, guys. I'll see you guys on the next live stream ish. I'll probably come on for the end of the night. If not, I'll definitely see you for the daily update ish. Right? Leave myself an out. Hey, I'm a CDL driver. You need to leave yourself an out so you don't get stuck. See how that works? Love you, family, guys. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Lady in Red, always for coming in and doing the work. And whoever else joined us on this live stream. Antonio said he'll build it up and he'll pay for it. Oh, I got to find an answer. So I don't know what happened to Antonio, but you'll need to doctor up this sites over here. Cool. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in just a few. Fewish. All right. Always agape. Remember, it is important that I always make you understand that what I do here is to reveal these things that has been twisted and forwarded and perverted by religion and lies. And I'm trying to bring you that aletheia because that's who I am. I am not, remember, I'm not Tracy, right? That's just a temporary meat suit, correct? That's the label that my mom and my dad named me. I'm not permanently, correct, Tracy? So I'm not Tracy, brothers, sisters. The gospel is what I seek. The aletheia is what I seek, and I seek to reveal that to you and share that with you. That's why I don't like my name. It's okay. It's not a bad name. You know what I'm saying? But who I am, I am Apocalypse, correct? Are you a living testament? Are you a living revelation? Are you living, walking testament of that New Testament? Because that testament that I live, that testament that I try to walk in, yes, I did, is that book of the apocalypse. So when I say that I am Apocalypse, I'm not trying to claim something that I'm not. I'm not trying to claim that isn't that what I do? I'm trying to bring you this aletheia by uncovering the lies by religion and television and translation. So when I say that, I hope that when I leave here, they don't go, well, he was Tracy. I hope they say he revealed, he pulled the lies off for decades to reveal that aletheia that was standing there all along, covered by perversion, forwarding, and the church. So I could not reach a more blessing as to be a messenger, to have this ability to share this with you and to be able to unforward and unpervert this. And this is beyond anything that I've ever imagined that this flesh could have ever accomplished. I really feel I don't need big dreams like all that. That isn't, I don't care about none of that. It don't matter to me. All that matters is that I was a living testament of that book. And if I entered into that age of revelation and that age of understanding, that's who I was. I was what that book quoted. I was what those books said, the plagues and all the things that were to come, that I was not only before it, that I kicked off ahead of it like a wave, and I rode that all the way in, that revelation, all the way into that fourth horse, all the way into that seventh seal, all the way into that seventh trump, and that I stayed true to the word. Not to Tracy. I mess everything up. Look at me, I joined the military at 17 years old. I got married at 18. Oh, good job. Never mind. That's not who I am. Remember? That's the old me. I talk about it because it hurts my heart, but it's okay. That's not going to be with me when I leave here, hopefully. He'll set me free of all this. He's the tie that binds me here, and he will cut that tie, and then I can believe, right? No, I will be with him in this new earth and new heaven. Here, back here, brothers and sisters. So I want to make sure I live these last days of revelation and apocalypse and according to the word of God, because in that testament it talks about these revelations, about these seals, and about this testament, these testaments that this old and new that we're under. So I try to be a living revelation, a living apocalypse, and a living testament of what that last book talks about. Does your life reflect that book? Does what you do, is what your love, what is it says in that book? Does that make sense? Does your life follow what those revelations tell us? Is it leading you through that seals? Do you have the armor of God? to be able to make it to that final seal opening, that series of trumps, and the last and final trump. Because unless I think you understand what's in that book, you're about to be deceived terribly, terribly, terribly deceived, and people don't see it. So we're not in the age of deception anymore, brothers and sisters. We're just not there. So that's why I'm saying, we're here. Whoa, right? We made it. We're here. So you need to hear that often. You need to hear that you made it to the other side of this age. And there are those that will help make you understand and show you that the way these stars track through the heavens and show these with celestial eyes, you'll be able to be wise and be looking up. So it couldn't be more blessed than to be where I'm at right now and have this ministry and have you guys with me. Okay. So I hope that I don't just say these things and it doesn't mean anything at all. I hope that I'm literally a living testament of that book, so that when I tell you that I am Revelation and that I am Apocalypse, you know what it is that I'm saying. Welcome to the new age. Whoa. Always agape.